Hi everyone, my name is Electric Donkey and today we're once again back on the No Man's Sky project. So today we are going back to the mining beam sort of thing that we were doing a few episodes back. We did, if you remember in the last video, do some orbiting of planets. Now that was someone's suggestion. I haven't had any more suggestions for this week. You can see there it's currently orbiting. But yeah, we haven't had any suggestions this week, so I'm just going to go back to what we were currently doing beforehand, which was this little beam here that looks a little bit weird at the moment, but we're going to make it a little bit thicker and look a little bit nicer. So let's just start off right into the video. So we're going to want to go into our player and then mining. Is it mining? Is it not mining? It's one of the ones where we... Not there. In here, no. Slots. No. It's one of these ones. One of these ones somewhere. I want to say it's the player, but maybe it's that. No. Nope. Ah, yeah, there it is. I must have completely missed that before. So, how are we going to do this? So, what we're going to do is going to copy this. And this time we're going to say to do it from... We need a line actually. We need to copy this bit just for the time being, just so we can get the actual dimensions of our line, if you would. So, our dimensions go as follows: so x to gx times cell width, and y to gx times cell height. So I guess that our first step will be to add a few variables. So we're going to say var x diff, standing for x difference. It's going to be equal x minus gx times cell width. Basically this just gets us the difference between the two. Same with y. So what this is effectively doing is it's getting us the length of our line. So what we can do now with that is we can say in here we're going to do minus x diff. I wonder what that'll do. Let's give it a go. Y diff. This might look a little bit weird because I'm just seeing this might end up at the actual player. Not entirely sure. No, it's done it the wrong way, so that needs to be much further towards us. Okay, so it needs to be plus then on the other hand. So back into the players, the mining. This is going to have to be plus x difference, and that's going to get us, it's going to add the length of the line and make it close towards us, which will look a little bit weird, but basically now we know the one point of our line and now we know the other point of our line, so we can make points along that line now quite easily. So you can see there it's on our player, so now we know each end of the line, if you will. We can make points in the middle of that line to make it the line a bit thicker. So we need global left button, and we're just going to keep copying these, basically. This one here. So it's particle create, global up yes, mouse plus x difference, so the length of the line, mouse y plus y difference, so again the length of the line. Now instead of this one, we're going to divide it by 2, just the difference. So that will make it so that it is halfway down the line. So we're taking the length of the line and dividing it by 2, make it in the middle. So if we give that a go, yeah, you can see that it's also now in the middle. All well and good. Yeah, at the moment it's working. So what we're going to do again is we're just going to keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding these in. Now there probably is a more efficient way of doing this. You probably could use a for loop and loop through it forever. But personally, I just think it's easier to understand and quicker to do it like this. So we do 4 this time, and we'll do another one just to make it a little bit different. We'll do divided by 4, but then we're going to times it by 3, so we're going to get 3/4. So like that. Remember to put the brackets in, otherwise it'll look weird. So taking the x difference, dividing it by 4 into quarters, then we're times it by 3, so we're getting 3 quarters. And now let's give this a go. So now we should have 5 different points. So it should look more like a line now. You can see that's looking more like a line. It's a bit big, to be honest. If anything, it's a bit chunky. So what we could do is we could say add more points, but we're gonna reduce the amount of particles. So how we do that, this is all just personal preference to be honest, but we'd reduce the amount of particles by going 50, 50, you don't have to say 50, it could be whatever you want, but 50 is half, so like that. And to add more particles, you'd simply copy this down, and to get the number that you want, this is saying, I'll put a little comment here, 3 over 4, and you know it's 3 over 4 because you've got 3, 4. So if we wanted, say, 4/5 of the way, we would do 4/5. 4/5. So that's how you can make more along that same line, and that applies to anything really. How to do fractions and stuff in GameMaker. And you can see there that looks slightly nicer. Still looks a tiny bit odd. But yeah, you can play around with it, you make it however really you want it to look. There is a specific equation to find. If you knew the equation of the line, you could specifically go along and do every single point along the line. We may do that a little bit later, but what I've got planned next is for the let's come with this one out for the time being actually, is the saving and loading again. So I'm going to have a go at that again in my free time and get that working hopefully, so that we can actually implement it into the game before we finish. It's my goal for that basically. Other thing I was just going to say before we go is we probably don't need the line anymore, so we're going to get rid of that there. So now it should look a little bit more realistic, a little bit more like a proper beam. As you can see there, it looks like a beam a bit more. It's a bit magical to be honest, it's probably not quite right, but you get what I mean, you get where it's coming from. So that's that really, that's all we can do for this kind of mining beam for the moment. You can play around with it, mess around, change colours, make it look a little bit nicer, it's entirely up to you. You're probably capable of doing that. But in the next video we're going to be busy doing some saving loading hopefully, and then we'll probably be coming to some sort of conclusion if you guys don't have any more suggestions, because as you know GameMaker 1 is becoming obsolete by the end of a couple of months I think. But anyway, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe and drop down a comment if you have any suggestions. But for the time being, I will talk to you later.